Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sea.
Welcome to be my guest. Today we have from Framingham State College. We have a senior, and her name is Elise Arsenault. And Elise is the primary creator, the founder, the head designer of Souls Shoes. That means S-O-U-L-S, not S-O-L-E-S, Soul Shoes. Welcome, Elise. I read about you in the Sunday Metro West newspaper. I took one look at these, and I said, oh my God, you gotta love it. Elise, when did you start getting into this?
I started getting into painting shoes when I was 16 years old, yeah. At high school, I would bring shoes to all my classes and stuff, and if my teachers would let me paint, I'd get going on shoes.
Was it fabric paint on canvas, on our canvas shoes, or on any kind?
So I use a special kind of acrylic paint, and you can use it on pretty much anything. You can use it on canvas, leather, plastics even.
Is acrylic better than fabric paint, or what's the difference?
That's a good question. I really don't know, because I've never really used fabric paint before, but because I've always just used acrylic in all my medias, yeah.
How long does it take you to create a pair of gorgeous, if you can see these floral design shoes, how long, if somebody orders a pair?
That probably takes from like 4 to 6 hours.
Hours?
To paint.
That's all?
Yeah.
We're talking real talent here. And look at the back, the detail in this. You're doing stitching too?
Yeah, so that is actually all my shoes. They have recycled Mayan.
Hold them up so Paul can zero in on these. These aren't the only pair. She has got like a Mayan design on the back of this, and then like a plane taking off. See if you can show the side.
So
a plane taking off on the side.
So my shoes are kind of, they show artwork on them, and then these are all handmade and hand-woven by artists in Guatemala. And so the backs of the shoes, those are made out of recycled Mayan blouses, because every village in Guatemala, they are known for their textiles and their hand-woven textiles, and they mean stuff to those villagers, and they weave them by memory, so they don't have any templates or patterns or anything. They just weave them all by memory, and I thought I have to have that incorporated in my shoes, because that's just who they are, you know.
How did you connect with these Guatemalan artists?
I started volunteering when I was 17 to go to Guatemala with this organization called Hug It Forward, and they build schools, or they help the villagers in Guatemala build schools out of plastic bottles and garbage. And it's really, really cool. It totally changed my life.
Building schools out of plastic bottles and garbage? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they teach the communities how to build schools out of what they have, basically. Mm-hmm. And so it's more sustainable. And Guatemala, they have a lot of earthquakes. They have tons of volcanoes surrounding Guatemala, so they have lots of earthquakes. And with these plastic structures, they move with the earth more versus just crumble like a lot of concrete buildings. So
did you approach them with this idea, or did they come to you? Well, this was your idea, the shoes. Yeah, definitely.
So I started painting like brand name shoes to fundraise to go to Guatemala, and then it just kind of took off, and I just got so many orders from it. And then when I went to Guatemala, I found these shoemakers that made these awesome shoes, and I brought some back with me, and I got so many compliments on them. Everyone was like, where did you get those? I have to know where those are from. And then I thought about it, and I was like, why am I painting these other people's shoes when I can make my own shoe brand? And that's kind of where it all came from.
Now, when did you started painting sneakers at 16, did you say? Mm-hmm. Okay. What did the other kids think about it? They say, oh, wow, I want a pair? Did they ask you?
Yeah, well, in high school, of course, like during study halls in my classes and stuff, the other kids would see me painting. Yeah. And like before you knew it, a ton of people would have my artwork on their shoes. And so before, it was funny because walking around school, I remember just seeing like my artwork on other people's feet all the time, and I was like, oh, those look familiar. And it was funny because a lot of people would get them as gifts and give them to people, so I would forget what shoes I painted and who I painted them for, because I painted so many, and I just saw like random people with my artwork on them, so it was just really cool.
At what point was it when you were in college, did you think, I'm going to make this a business?
It kind of just slowly developed. Like, I never really planned anything, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
I would say probably sophomore year of high school, that's when I was like, this could be something. This is really cool. And that's one of the years that I went to Guatemala, and that's kind of when I've always, ever since I've been going to Guatemala, I just have fell in love with it. And that's when I was like, wow, these shoes are really cool. Maybe I should actually do something with this. I can have a future in this. So that's kind of...
And if there's that show, a lot of people know about Project Runway on television, and you had a couple of classmates who were actually on Project Runway, clothing designers. And then when I saw Elise's wonderful shoes, I said, that was it Tim Gunn always says, use that wisely. If the designers will choose something like, I can see it coming. I can show us the other shoes now too. The ones beside, there's another couple that looks American Indian, doesn't it? But it's Pueblo. What did you say that one was?
Well, I don't know. I really like mandala patterns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a. Okay.
And so I just kind of, and I try to make the designs match the back of the heel as well. Mm-hmm. And then I also have these ones. These are not painted yet, so I'm also partnering with these artists around Boston. Right now I have an artist casting call, so they can paint shoes with me. So it's not just going to be me painting, it's going to be other artists around Boston painting shoes, because every artist has their own style and look to it. So, and I think that'd be super cool to get other styles of artwork on my shoes and help other artists.
Is it waterproof, Elise?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It's totally waterproof.
Is there a spray you can use to make it, because once you use acrylic paint, does it run at all? I don't know.
No, so acrylic paint, it dries just like plastic.
And that's it.
Like, it won't, if you can put these in the washing machine and they still will the paint will still be on. It's incredibly sturdy. It won't wash off. But I do also spray it. I spray an extra layer on with a special kind of acrylic spray on canvas, just to like really lock it in. And I don't even have to do that, but I just do it anyway, just to give that extra lock,
Now, you were explaining to me that the sizing is a little different than what we do. How does that work?
So actually, when I was in Guatemala, I ran into a lot of kind of situations. So I found out that they don't have, so it's European sizes. So they have like 38, 40, 42, and even to find the larger sizes, it was difficult.
39.
Yep, and 39. Yeah. So they don't, basically what it translates to our half sizes, so 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, but they don't carry full sizes. And so if you have a 7 size foot, you're gonna either have to go with 7.5 or
go back.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be squishing your toesies in.
Right.
So, okay, let's say if you're an 8.5, 9. Whoa, you're going to have to hit, what, 9.5 or, yeah.
Right.
That's okay, though, because I think it's flat. It's not like we girls trying to get our foot into our other one and slide right forward.
Right.
This is and you know what else you can see? This is really nice inside. There's like an arch. How did you ever manage to do that?
Well, so these ones, actually, these ones
feel
have...
an arch.
Yep, so actually this one, this company, this sole company, the Select Flex, my shoes were in this, this marketing for this soles company.
Right.
So these actually won't be in all my shoes, but these shoes specifically were in they were in an advertisement for this sole company.
That's fantastic.
So, isn't that funny?
But you know what, still though, even if it isn't in, people, you can go over to Walmart and you can get, what are they called? The things, the sole pads that go into your foot. Yeah, I mean, you can build yourself up enough. I want to, my father would have gotten the biggest kick out of this with this airplane. He was a world traveler.
Really?
Not like me. I don't want to do that, but he would fly everywhere and anywhere. And was that your idea, or whose idea was the plane?
So that was my idea. For my first line of shoes, I want to have the theme of travel. So I'm telling all my shoe artists to paint travel, because the whole point of Souls is to travel the world and kind of pay it forward. So and to show people like your true soul, and to show and to just pass on positivity and stuff. So that's the whole, and that's, again, I want them to paint travel and what they think of the movement, because Souls is not just a shoe brand, it's going to be a movement. So whenever you step foot into a pair of Souls, you're vowing to pay it forward, whether it's just smiling at a stranger, paying for someone's coffee in line behind you, it's the simple things, and just passing it on and paying it forward. And so I want them to kind of do a movement as travel and just paying it forward.
You have some people working for you over in Guatemala. Do you do a lot of the painting, or now are you able to outsource it to other people?
I do all the painting right now, but I'm trying to get other artists to come in. Right now I have a few that are interested, and they're sending me their portfolios and stuff. And
abstract is my thing.
Yeah.
Boy, I can just see a pair of abstract sneakers. I mean, whoa! And also, you might want to get a couple baby boomers in there and do the peace sign, and all the psychedelic stuff.
Yeah,
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would.
You'd have a whole generation coming after
right.
you.
No, and I'm planning on it. I want to get a ton of different kinds of artists and stuff.
Well, my son, you're a millennial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son is too. He's 25. I think he would get the biggest charge out of this. I'll have to tell him about this. Can a person tell you, gee, Elise, I'd like to have something like this on my sneaker. Can you do it? Within reason.
So, of course, eventually. So if someone likes a design or something, like if they like this piece and they want something specific to go on the shoe, of course we'll do custom.
You could do that.
Custom orders,
Funny, he got one of those fancy turtles, all right. He's got gog over this big turtle. It lives large. He's got this huge thing for it. It lives better than some humans. But I'm thinking of him, would it be possible to make shoes in his size with turtles on them or something?
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, it just came to my head, like that would really, you don't have to tell us exactly, but if you got an idea what the price is on each one?
Yeah, so these are going to be more expensive, the hand-painted, handmade shoes, and plus they're fair trade, so that's going to be part of the cost too. What I'm thinking, they're going to be around $200, $250 for a pair of painted shoes.
Sure.
But then I'm also going to have the option to do shoes made out of recycled coffee bean bags.
Yeah.
And so instead of this canvas material, they're going to be made out of recycled coffee bean bags.
Oh, I love it.
And so, but they're not going to have any artwork added onto it. They're just going to have this and then the recycled coffee bean bags. And so, but these ones are probably going to be more affordable, probably $60, $70.
Well, like that would be definitely worth $60, $70, I think. And I'm not big on buying shoes, but let me tell you, that is fantastic. Oh, I think that's a very good price. Because look, when you go into these stores and you look for these brand name sneakers, they're over 100, but they haven't got the class that this does.
Right.
This is, somebody looks at what you're wearing and the first thing they're going to say is like, where did you get that? I mean, I do that all the time. Where'd you get that?
Right.
And then, while we're at it, Elise, how can people get a hold of you and your shoes?
So right now I have a couple social medias. So on Instagram I have Souls Global. It's called Souls Global, and then my Facebook's also called Souls Global right now. My website's being worked on, so I don't have that up yet.
Okay.
But it should be up within the next couple weeks. And that has all my contact information on it.
How about an email? If they want to get in touch with you ASAP, how could they do that?
So if they want to call me up or email, it's soulsglobal@gmail.com, and that's a lot of people have been I have a pre-order list.
Sure.
So if you really want a pair and if you really want to be on this pre-order list, you can email me to be on the list, and I'll send you updates. Because I'm not sure right now when it's going to launch. So I've been sending out newsletters to keep the customers updated.
Yeah.
To see when the shoe brand's going to launch. Hopefully it's going to be soon. I can feel it. It's going to be soon.
I thought it had already launched, but now you get to look forward to it coming up.
Yeah.
So that's Souls, Soles. Okay, this is
S-O-U-L-S.
Okay, soles. Think of your brain. Okay, soles, not souls on your feet. A great
It's
play on
soul,
words.
soul.
Now, you've been doing this since you were a sophomore at Framingham, right? Where did you find the time? I mean, I was in college too, and I could have found the time, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I don't know. I've just kind of always been a go-getter, and if I'm passionate about something, then I can find the time. And I'm
Good.
super passionate about this, and I see a future with this,
Oh, yeah.
and I love to travel. So I just found the time, and I've always painted, and I mean, I've always set aside time to paint because that's
Yeah.
just what I do.
Have you been presenting anywhere, showing up and actually, like, maybe at a correct, I don't want to say craft fair, but you know what I mean, a fair, like art fair? Did you go to those?
Yeah, I've been to a few, like flea markets, those kind of things.
Oh, this is way above that.
Yeah.
Way above
Thank
that.
you.
Let me tell you. Oh, yeah. So, but
But
how'd
just-
you do?
Well, I didn't sell any because they're not for sale yet, but I just
Took orders?
just to spread the word, just to show people and
Yeah.
tell them what I'm doing, and I got a bunch of emails that way that people
Good.
were interested in it and they wanted to be on the emailing list and stuff. But in the future, because I'm not really looking to sell these in retailers,
No, just by yourself.
I want to have like pop-up shops, like only exclusive pop-up shop locations that
Online or
Nope. Well, I'm going to market it online, say like, oh, we'll be in this location at this day. Come stop by and grab a pair of soles. And then I want to have like a fun travel store basically and just travel and have
I
pop-up
could see a
shops.
van with the whole deal on the on the side of it. That would be a lot of fun. You don't mind traveling
Yeah.
all over the lot. That would be great.
That's what I'm planning
Just
on
don't
doing.
do it alone.
No, I won't.
Oh, please don't. I think it's safer these days to take a buddy
Right.
with you.
Of course, yeah. I have a team of people that would love to go with
Yeah, a
me.
lot.
So,
So now you're at Framingham State, and what was you were majoring in again?
fashion merchandising.
Of course, fashion merch. I didn't know they had that at Framingham.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fairly new major at Framingham State, but the program is unbelievable. I've learned so much, and it's actually very popular now. We have a lot of fashion merchandising students at Framingham State,
oh,
or
definitely.
just fashion design too.
Do you see this going beyond shoes? I mean, I wouldn't think you'd want to, but this is enough in itself. Do you see something coming up as far as adding to it?
Yeah, so, well, the whole plan is I'm starting with shoes, and eventually I'm gonna outsource shoes from other countries, so not just Guatemala, and I want other countries to have their own kind of look to it, so I can incorporate different countries. So it's not just Souls Guatemala, it's going to be Souls Global. And once I start to sell them, then I'm going to put bags, like shoe bags in it,
Yeah.
that you can reuse for other things. The like the drawstring backpacks with
Yes.
my
Like what we
logo
saw with
on
the guest
it.
I had on. You liked her bag. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, similar. And so then you can put your shoes in there, you can put anything in there, but then it also has my logo on it, so then it will help out with that.
So physically the shoe is made in Guatemala, and then they have to ship it to you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take over with all the fun. All
Yep.
the-
Yep.
Tell us again how they can get a hold of your shoes and you. Go ahead.
You can email me at soulsglobal@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at Souls Global and Facebook Souls Global. So
Now this looks like it would fit a guy.
yeah, we do. That is actually a men's shoe. We carry men's and women's styles. Another obstacle that I had to go through in Guatemala was the Guatemalan people are naturally smaller than we are.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I told my shoemakers that I wanted size 14 U.S. men's shoe, they were like, oh my gosh, no, we can't do that. That's so big.
Yeah, they did though. They did.
Yeah, and so they are doing, I think they're doing, they could do up to size 13, not 14. That was the biggest. And so that was difficult, and they have very few selection. But once I get going and stuff, I'll have more money to help the vendors get bigger sizes in their soles. So
We're talking with Elise Arsenault, and she is the founder and head designer of Souls Shoes. Believe it or not, she's painting these with acrylic paints, your own designs, right, basically. And you are looking for some designers, too, to come on board. Can they reach you the same way you told us how they can reach you, or is there like an application form for them?
Yep, so basically just email me at soulsglobal@gmail.com and just express that you're interested in being a Souls collaborator, artist, and just send me a few pictures of what you've done. I'm looking for artists that have all different kinds of styles in art. I just think that's the beauty of Souls, is that it's the uniqueness and being different and having a different style of artwork. And so I just want to take a bunch of different kinds of artists in and have them paint some souls and be able to sell them to people from all around the U.S.
Was this your idea? This great adds that extra oomph to the back, sewing on an extra piece of fabric?
Yeah, that was my idea. I asked them to do it, and a lot of the shoes that they already have there that I saw when I first started the shoe brand was that they had this. They had the colorful recycled Mayan textile. I love the bright prints, but then they also had it like across the front too.
This is similar. Yeah. This one.
This is from the same maker. This shoe is from the same maker.
This is my favorite shoe, and I love the combination of flowery soft with go get 'em tiger stripes.
Right.
I love that.
Me too. I love painting flowers. If you know me well, you know that I love painting flowers. That's probably one of my favorite things.
When you were a little girl, was that the first things you did? Because that's what I did. Yeah, people and flowers.
Yeah, I always drew flowers and animals. I drew animals too.
You think you're going to add animals to these at all?
Maybe, yeah.
If you're really good at it, I mean, you don't even have to be perfect. There's progress, not perfection. I can see you adding a bunch of fun stuff. How about a children's line? Is that coming too?
Maybe. First off, I'm just keeping it more simple. I'm just doing men's and women's. Yeah. And I mean, down the road, I'm definitely planning on doing children's.
Pardon the pun, but you're a shoe-in with kids.
Yeah.
Frankly, if I like it, I think the little kids are going to like it
right.
too. Really, I mean, I can see some of the cute things that are out there now, like some of the cartoons. What's that one where they got goggles on? Minions?
Oh, yep.
Minions. I can see. But would you have to get an okay from them?
Probably, yeah.
You could make up your own creatures. I do that with my abstract art. I'll make up something, and someone will say, "What is that?"
Right.
It looks very strange.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the world is your oyster.
There's
can't go wrong.
Lots of possibilities that I can do, and it's. At first, it was a struggle because I wanted to do printing on shoes versus hand painting. It's more scalable.
Yeah.
And so for the business side of it, it's more scalable and you can sell a lot more.
And isn't it more expensive to use a printer and all that stuff?
Not really, because it depends. And the thing that I ran into is a lot of printing companies around here. They don't have the technology to print on shoes, and that technology is so much more popular on the West Coast and down south and stuff. And I've called pretty much every garment printer company around this area from Pennsylvania up, and no one even does anything like this. So but I think everything happens for a reason, and that's when I came up with the artist to help me out, and I think that idea is actually a really cool one, and if I got enough artists to be on board, then it will be very scalable,
Well, I know when I was, for the heck of it, I decided to do this funky abstract. I said, I want to make a bunch of T-shirts. So I went to a printer, and I got a real quick lesson on how expensive one is that they do. One, I'm thinking, I thought I was going to make about 50 and sell them, at a craft fair. No, I said, nah, I made one, and I said, there's got to be a better way.
Right.
There's got to be a better mousetrap. I mean, they charged me a lot for one shirt. I'm like, what's the point?
Right.
How can I get it out to more people? But this, now do you wear these a lot on the campus to show what you're doing?
No, I actually haven't worn them yet because I'm kind of waiting for when the time's right, and I'm trying to wait until I have a bigger stock with me too. Yeah. And so I don't even have a pair of soles yet, but...
What?
Yeah.
You're more patient than I am. Boy, I would have these things on my feet rocking around.
I know.
See what I got?
Believe me, it's really hard. But as soon as we launch, how could I not have a pair,
You've got to. Now, the other students at the school, they know you're doing this, right? They are. Yeah. They're on to you. Do they come to you yet to order, or is that got to wait till...
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of people interested, and I've actually, more so, I've gotten people interested in working with me, like working for me.
Rather than buying, I'd be the first one stepping up saying, okay, how much is it? Let me call Mom and Dad. You know,
Right.
Mom, Dad, I got a great thing here for you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people are definitely interested, and I've gotten a lot of support from my classmates, and I've gotten a lot of support from the staff at school
That's
too, all my
important.
professors. And I work out of the Entrepreneur Innovation Center, and I have a mentor there. And
Well, I read about you being as part of that center, I think. And whenever I saw what she designs, I'm like, not only is this, I don't think we've ever had a shoe designer on the show, but this is funky and fun. And boy, do these stand out. Do you ever try
they're
to go to
definitely
sleep
different.
Do you think it like in bed at night? I don't know if you're like I am, but are you designing things in your head?
yeah,
I do
sometimes.
that.
Well, every time when I have like an idea or any crazy thing to paint, I just always write it down. I write it down for later.
Do you find yourself like in a waiting room doing a design?
Oh my gosh, all the time. And
Yeah.
ever since I started going to school when I was younger, I would always doodle on my
That's what I do.
homework,
Yeah.
all my tests, and I would turn it in, and all my teachers would be like, "Oh, yep, this is Elisa. She doesn't even have to sign her name."
You know, I heard recently, I know there was a couple corporate conferences I was in, and I was bored out of my mind. PowerPoints don't cut it with me. I'd rather see your face talking to me.
Yeah.
But we got to close in a minute. But I got so bored. I was hearing them, but I was doodling all on the side.
Yep.
And people probably thought, well, isn't she rude? No, I'm hearing what they're saying. I just
Right.
don't have to keep this throwing in my face. I'm hearing you, but I'm also designing at the same time. You're probably like that too.
Oh yeah, I'm just like
Before
that.
we close, Elise, tell us again how they can get a hold of you and your shoes.
Of course. Yeah, you can email me at soulsglobal@gmail.com or follow me. You can actually message me right on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll answer you. And my company's name is Souls Global on Instagram and Facebook.
I love these, and I gotta say, guys too. Hey, she's got the ones with the planes on them and flying overseas or whatever. But this one took my eye right off the bat. This thing is, I can see with the back. I might add a, I don't know, artificial flower or something funky just for me.
Oh, that would be fun.
Oh yeah, something different. You can even change laces too if you wanted to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Keep it coming, okay? Don't lose this because you got a gem here. And
Thank you.
This is. I don't see this in the stores at all. And I know you don't want to go to the stores. You want to do this independently and open up your own places and do a travel thing.
Yeah.
You go for it.
I
If you
will.
can afford this, God bless you. I think it's great. Thank you so much, Elise.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Maybe we
me.
should get you back on after you get it all set and out there legally. Then
Of
you can start
course.
telling us more about where you're located.
Yeah,
where you're
I would
gonna
love
set
to.
up. All right, will you do that?
Of course, yeah.
All
I
right.
would love to come back once everything's all settled and launched and stuff.
Definitely.
So,
All right.
good deal.
All right. We'll see you next time. I'll be my guest.